Hi Spud and Chloe friends. I'm here today to give you some tips on face embroidery on toys, and specifically I'm going to be talking about Spud today, but these skills are transferable to any toy that you may be making. So here's Spud and here's his face, and as with any toy you have this great built-in grid by your rows of knitting, and then the vertical lines too. They're built right into any knit project. So as you can see, I used on Spud these vertical decrease lines all the way down to his nose, and then you can use the stitches going across here to make sure your eyes are lined up or whatever it might be. And then I used that gather up hole on the nose to embroider his nose and mouth right on. So instead of taking my finished Spud apart and redoing his face, I'm going to show you on one of these knitted balls from Itty Bitty Toys. This is one of the squishy balls, and it has, of course, the same similar lines, decrease lines that you would find on the Spud toy. Now, for Spud, I just use this regular black embroidery floss that you can pick up at any craft store. And for some of the toys in the Spud and Chloe at the Farm Book, I did use this crochet thread, crochet cotton number 10 DMC, like on the cat, for example, and this is a thinner thread. So if you're looking for a little finer face features, you can always pick up some of that. Another quick thing to point out is that I've been really enjoying these, a finer needle to do the face embroidery, because I just find I have a little greater control. This is a regular yarn needle, and that's fine too, and I could do the face with that. But if you see these, they're in that yellow chibi little tube that you can buy. They're really nice to work with, and I really would recommend them, but either one is fine. Okay, so let's look at Spud. I'm going to use these decrease lines and then do the nose here on the ball that will mimic the same face. One quick tip I want to give is that when I start a toy face embroidery and I want to secure the thread, here's a quick tip. Just go through one of the bars in the ditch of these rows, and I pull the thread through. I tie a quick half knot, and now so I don't have to undo my other thread, I'll just thread it on this one. Then I thread that end in to a yarn needle, or just remove that one that you were using. And you can go right back through where you came out and pull that end through, and pull that end, that knot, right in, so that you won't even be able to see that knot, and I'll show you how to get rid of that end. But then you're going to just trim off this end so that it stays inside your toy. All right, now to get rid of that, I'm going to come up, I'm going to do two eyes. Now this decrease pattern is a little different than the Spud, but it will show you basically. So now when I go back in and I come up to do the eye for Spud, this will pull right in. That must have split or something. Here, I'm going to trim that off. I don't know, that must have split or something when I threaded it, but that will pull right, see there, now you can't even see it. I think I split the thread a little bit there, but that will secure that end, so that, because little kids oftentimes will pull that end right out. All right, now for Spud, see I have the great stitches right here, and I'm going to go on here. It looks like I did like 2.5 stitches. This is a little bigger gauge, but I'll do 2.5. So for the first, I did 2 stitches for his eye. So I'm going through 2.5 stitches on this end. Now I'm going to go back in and pull that through. Then what I like to do is I'll just go straight over. Now I'll see where I went in, I'll just go straight over, and I'm going to come up right on the same line with that same thread. And then I'll have one eye already done. So there's one eye. This is going to look like an orange with the face when I'm done. And then here on this side, I want to do the same amount. So I'm going to go 2.5 stitches. So I came up at a half stitch. I'm going to go over 2 stitches. And I come back up. I'm going to do 2 stitches right together. Okay, so then I go back and I go through the same stitch again. Oops. See, sometimes you gotta be careful. You don't, oh, there we go. That you don't split your thread, which is kind of what I did. Okay, so there I have 2 eyes, and you can kind of, you want them to sit nicely on top. So, okay, so now I have my spud eyes. Now, let's say I want to, again, secure that thread. So what I would do is I'd go under a bar, and I want to secure this so that the little kids, when they're playing with it, it won't show. So I tied a little knot, just like I was tying off a button. Now I'm going to go back through and pull that, so see, disappears right inside. That one worked a lot better because I didn't split the thread. Okay, and then I give it a little tug, I pull that yarn stays right inside, or that thread. All right, so I always do the eyes in one shot, and then I trim the yarn off. Now I'm going to quickly do the nose. So I want to do this V nose right on the decrease lines, just like for Spud. Now, just for the sake of time, I'm not going to secure those ends again. And if you know that it's for an older, an adult or a person, you don't have to worry about securing so much. Okay, and then I use that hole right where I gathered up those stitches to, go in. Use that kind of as a center point. Now I'm going to look over here, so it looks like I came up right about here. So I'm going across using my stitches as a grid. Okay, so then I pull that through. I'm going to go down. Just right on the center, I took a little stitch along that center mark, so you can see Spud's little smile down here. Okay, so I have my nose. Then I went up, and it looks like I went back down through the same spot. Now I just have his little smile left. Okay, so I go up to the side. Do one little happy smile. Then I'll line that up again. And I'll go through and do his second half of the smile. That looks pretty good to me. Then I'll go back through. You can either tie off or just pull. There. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll trim up these ends so they stay inside. Now those were not secured, so you can do it either way. And there you have it. Spud on orange. All right, thanks for joining me. I hope that helped a little bit. Have a great day.